Welcome to Vanguard News. I'm your host, Shelby Pahokee.
And I'm Leah Davenport. Georgia teachers and supporting staff could soon see a raise in their pay. Governor Kemp stated his budget priorities in his State of the State address, and as Vanguard News' Kennedy Lee reports, education is high on the list.
I believe that we as state leaders must continue to do everything we can to assure they have the resources necessary to fulfill their mission and prepare the next generation of leaders for successful lives and careers.
In his fourth State of the State address, Governor Brian Kemp made education a high priority. He announced plans to increase pre-K through 12th grade teacher wages and funding for public education in the 2023 budget. He said that his budget proposal will include a final installment of $2,000 to fulfill the $5,000 teacher pay raise he promised back in 2019. However, the COVID-19 pandemic interrupted his plans for the rest of the pay increase. He stated that by the 2023 school year, he wants to fully restore the state's education spending to pre-pandemic levels after it took a $1 billion cut. Lindsay Rock, a teacher in Forsyth County, is hopeful that she sees the rest of her money.
I think it would be great, obviously, if they did give us the other $2,000 that they're supposedly saying that they owe us, especially in these times. I mean, I started teaching online before COVID, but I can't imagine teaching in the classroom right now.
The teacher raise is expected to cost the state $461 million. In addition to these teachers, full-time, state-funded school support staff and administrators will also receive a $2,000 one-time supplement. Bus drivers, nutrition workers, nurses, and part-time employees will also receive a $1,000 one-time bonus as part of Kemp's 2022 amended budget. Kennedy Lee, Vanguard News.
Inflation has increased throughout this past year, with December being the highest month as inflation increased 7%, which is the most in a single month since 1980s.
It's not necessarily good. I don't have a gigantic.
Okay. The inflated prices of gasoline first will make us pay more attention to how often we're going to drive, how far we're going to drive, how often it'll just be for fun, pleasure, going on a real road trip, for example. So inflation does impact us, but probably not hugely on a day-to-day basis because we don't spend much money anyway.
I would say I spend less in general. I don't buy as many goods. I cook at home a lot more. I don't eat out as much. Less shopping on Amazon in general. Yeah.
I feel like it definitely hurts them the most because they're not like big corporations. They have to do everything by themselves sort of. They don't have any help. So especially when most people aren't going to those places, then they just keep seeing more issues arise.
That's true, yeah. They don't have enough to fall back on, and also I think the pandemic kind of has affected all that too. So I'm sure it hurts them more, like she said.
Yeah, that's a good question. The cause of inflation. Do you have an answer for this?
I think it's caused kind of maybe a chain reaction that specific things like transportation or labor or other things, maybe even in other countries, get more expensive. More scarce. So it's harder to transport things, it's harder to find people to work for you. So you have to pay them more, you have to pay more for transportation. And as a chain reaction, other stuff gets more expensive, raw materials and things. So everything kind of gets pricier, and then maybe other companies just jump on this train. They don't have to increase their prices, but they see the opportunity to do it, so they also do it. So maybe that would be my idea of it.
Since the production of the COVID-19 vaccines, some companies have decided to place a mandate on their employees to receive the vaccination. One of these includes the popular clothing company Carhartt. Shelby Pahokee went out to see how the mandate is influencing shoppers in retail stores.
Hi, I'm Shelby Pahokee reporting for the Vanguard News, and I'm standing outside of Boots Etc. located here in Commerce, Georgia and Banks County. I'm here to talk to employees and customers about the recent boycotting of Carhartt and get their opinions on it.
The
The well-known blue-collar company Carhartt has made it mandatory for all their employees to receive the COVID-19 vaccine or face dismissal. Since then, the company has received great backlash from its conservative following through social media and boycotts. Videos like this one have gone viral on TikTok and other social media platforms.
Before Christmas, we had a lot of Carhartt. We had a lot of inventory and a lot of different styles of things. And here in the last 2 weeks, a week and a half really, nobody's asking for it.
This employee said that normally the shelves would be full of Carhartt. After everything sold during Christmas, they have not received more shipments due to customers not asking for the products. She predicts that other clothing companies will begin to gain popularity in the store.
Because I personally have not been vaccinated, don't plan on being vaccinated, so I don't agree with it, but as for not continuing to buy stuff, I will continue to buy Carhartt.
While customers are still wearing Carhartts, they do not agree with the company's new policy. The customer and the company get to make their choice, but they believe the employees are losing their right to choose.
It seems as if maybe their decision might have affected the retail side of it.
I'm Shelby Pahokee, Vanguard News.
The hashtag Boycott Starbucks has been trending on Twitter for the past week. Starbucks originally stated that they were going to require the COVID-19 vaccinations among their employees, but earlier this month they reversed that decision. I decided to take this to the streets of Dahlonega to see what the citizens had to say. The hashtag Boycott Starbucks has been trending on Twitter ever since Starbucks went back on their previous word earlier this month. They originally stated that they were going to require their employees to be vaccinated against COVID-19, but they are now not requiring the vaccine. Small-owned coffee shops around the country have been thriving, but does Starbucks deserve the backlash? This is what the citizens of Dahlonega had to say.
I've been vaccinated. I think it's everybody's own opinion, although I do think everybody would be a little safer with everybody vaccinated. I boycotted Starbucks a long time ago, simply because I don't like their coffee.
I think it's a personal choice, and I've been vaccinated. My husband has, but I have 5 boys. None have been.
Basically, I think it's Starbucks' prerogative to make whatever rules that they decide to put in place. So if they decide to roll back on something they said before, that's their right to, and yeah.
Going to take a stance as far as Starbucks, saying that they're going to require everyone to be vaccinated. I think everyone, not just Starbucks, needs to be on the same page. Either they're going to require everyone or they're not.
All right. I think it's very important for people to be able to make medically informed choices by themselves and not to be forced by other entities. So I think it's really good that Starbucks rolled back on that decision and allowing that to be personal employees' opinions.
Hi. Well, in the question of whether Starbucks should require their employees to get vaccinated, it's my understanding that some folks are very upset that they've decided not to require them to do that. I guess it has to be my opinion that they're a private business and they can make decisions in that regard as far as they'd like to do it. Hopefully folks will get vaccinated so they'll be safe, but that should be up to the private individual. So that's my choice. Have a great day.
I'm Leah Davenport reporting live for Vanguard News.
Now we go to Laura Huell live in Lumpkin County.
Hi, this is Laura Huell reporting live from the Lumpkin County Administration Building, where the Lumpkin County Commissioners are getting ready to hold a public hearing on the Land Use Code revisions. It's time to head into the meeting.
Uses. We're going to have more specifics on setbacks and buffers and landscape strips and things of that nature to our charts, so I'll brief you on here shortly. And then there's some administrative procedures that we're also taking a look at that you asked us to, the slew of language, our variance process, appeals, who can appeal, who can't appeal, can everybody appeal, and who do they appeal to. land use approvals versus permitting.
County, so we have to consider everybody's position as we look at those land use codes. I think Mr. Weaver hasn't been able to do things, and I know we had those discussions at our last meeting. What if you buy a piece of property and you're gonna retire here and all of a sudden the land use code changes and you can't? Or somebody does something next to you that just devalues your property. So all of that has to be taken into account. It's certainly a monumental task. We appreciate everybody taking time to be here. We appreciate your input. I made notes of everybody that had something to say. I'm sure the other commissioners have as well. And we certainly appreciate those things. So please feel free to contact Mr. Georgia, our county manager, Mr. Howers, or any of the board members if you prefer.
This has been Laura Huell reporting live from the Lumpkin County Administration Building. Back to you.
A new subdivision is being proposed on Martin Road. Let's go to reporter Elizabeth Poison for more.
I am standing across the street from where a proposed subdivision is set to be built in the near future. However, it has caused much concern with the Hall County government and residents as they cite heavy traffic concerns on a 2-lane road. It is up for a denial from the Oakwood Planning Commission. The contracting company, Cajun Dog Land Holdings, LLC, believes that the proposed neighborhood should be built. However, residents and the Hall County government strongly object to any neighborhood being constructed due to heavy traffic flow.
My biggest concern, I think, is the traffic. You know, with the other neighborhood coming in, they're probably going to have to put in a street light and crosswalks and other things for the school buses coming in. And my biggest concern is, honestly, just the delay in traffic and time and school buses and everything else.
The cons outweigh the pros because the majority of the people need to use that road to get from point A to point B, whereas the minority of the group have to traverse from the neighborhood into the traffic, into the streets.
The new subdivision will be located at 4465 Martin Road, 4291 and 4292 Falcon Crest Drive. The subdivision would have 61 homes in it. It would be across the street from a neighborhood called Quailwood and would be similar to the homes built there. The cost of the homes in Quailwood range from $600,000 to $800,000. The new neighborhood would mimic the price range of the already existing neighborhood. The subdivision would also be located near another existing neighborhood that is a stark contrast to Quailwood. The proposal will go before the Oakwood City Council for a public hearing and final vote at a later meeting, after being recommended for a denial. Elizabeth Poisson, Vanguard News.
Today we're getting out of the mountains and heading west to see the Ocean Beach Weekly Farmers Market. Here's Aubrey Brooks with the story.
I'm Aubrey Brooks from Vanguard News here in San Diego, California at the Ocean Beach Farmers Market every Wednesday. I'm going to take you along the day and show you the shops that they have to offer.
The Ocean Beach neighborhood in San Diego has the classic Southern California vibe you've seen in media. From the moment you enter the main strip, you can feel the hippie culture that is abundant here. There is an assortment of people and cultures which is prominently displayed in the weekly farmers market. There are numerous CBD stations, organic fruits and vegetables, consignment shopping, and foods from all over the world.
I'm Max, this is Golden Mushroom Co., and we've been growing mushrooms for just over a year now. It's me and one other guy. We started during pandemic together, left service industry, bartending jobs, started growing mushrooms, and in one 30-foot by 10-foot space, we grow about 75 pounds of mushrooms a week. Our pink oyster over here is almost like a bacon flavor. If you do like garlic butter and saute it, you can saute it till it's almost crispy. It's really tasty. Black Pearl Kings have a lot of different recipes. I look at them almost like tofu. You can sweat them out and pull in any sauces that you want for stir fries. And then Lion's Mane down here is like very healthy, good mushroom for you. It can help stimulate like nerve growth in your brain, helps with memory retention, brain fog, a bunch of different things.
How long have you been selling at the farmers market?
A year now. Yeah, it's our second year starting now.
Do you have a storefront or are you mostly still online?
No storefront yet, with hopes to in the future, but we sell grow kits online for people and shit across the U.S.
The name is Bernie Miller, and I have a ranch called Sweetwater Ranch in Hamul, California, and we are a wellness center, and we